It's 122 years since the World's Fair in Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it! One of the many cool applications of virtual reality is that it lets us visit places and times that we would never get to see otherwise. Since we first started thinking about VR a few decades ago, this has been a dream. Over at UCLA, there's a group called the Urban Simulation Team, which is part of the Institute for Digital Research and Education. For nearly 2 decades, designer Lisa Snyder has worked within that department to create a virtual model of the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition. She got to show off her most recent virtual model in early November 2015 in a sold-out exhibition at Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry. It was a fitting site for the exhibition. The museum is the only surviving building that was created for the 1893 World's Fair. Snyder's virtual model allowed visitors to explore the 633 acres built specifically for the exposition, including exhibition halls, grand pavilions, massive gardens, and landscaped waterways. You can even take a virtual stroll down rows of shops, many of which are accurate representations of what was there 122 years ago. To build the model, Snyder and her team have to conduct a huge amount of research. They study photographs, historical records, and read up on the biographies of the various architects, builders, landscapers, and civic planners involved in putting the World's Fair together. Snyder herself estimates that every hour spent creating computer models represents 5 hours of research. Snyder's work demonstrates how VR can give us a new appreciation for sites that we otherwise wouldn't be able to see for ourselves. It's one thing to read about the layout of the fair and another thing to see it for yourself. Perhaps the history classrooms of the future will not be complete without a few VR headsets. Snyder's work isn't finished. She continues to add details to her virtual simulation to make it as accurate to history as possible. She says that there will likely be enough information to keep her busy for the rest of her life as she attempts to fill in those bits of information. Snyder is also working on making a generalized interface for other academics who want to use 3D modeling in their work. Her extensive experience will help bring other worlds to life, from historical simulations to 3-dimensional representations of abstract concepts. Guys, don't forget to stay up to date with the coolest stories in tech, science, history, and everything else. Be sure to visit now.howstuffworks.com every day.